All right.
Ready when you are.
I'm starting to bring up the audio.
What'd you say?
I'm starting to bring up the audio, so stay quiet for a second.
Okay. Nathan.
Welcome everyone to the First in Michigan FTC State Tournament Game Desk, brought to you by First Updates Now FTC, the Orange Alliance, and First in Michigan. Over the next many hours, PJ and I will be doing live recapping of qualification matches, interviews with teams, and interviews with other important people here at the state tournament. In a moment, we will begin our recap of First in Michigan matches before this state tournament. We want to highlight a few important teams and matches from qualifiers, and then we're going to start talking about what occurred yesterday during qualification matches. Reporting for the Game Desk, I'm Nathan.
I'm PJ Lewalski, and throughout the day, if you have any questions, tag at FunFTC Nathan, and we'll try to get to your questions. You can also message us on our Discord, and we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Totally, yeah. There have been... There you go. There's our Discord. There have been a lot of competitive robot plays so far this year at Michigan events, and this competitiveness continued through the qualification matches so far in this state tournament. We're going to take a dive into some of the best teams in Michigan so far this year before this state tournament.
Yeah, so we're going to start with the team with the 10th best record in Michigan. This team has a 14-5 record, and they're playing in the Edison division. We have Team 6000.
And that is Moore Fabricators from Freeland, Michigan. The Moore Fabricators competed at Palston and were the second pick on the finalist alliance. The team then went on to captain an alliance at the Great Lakes Bay Regional, but lost in the semifinals. Moving on to the 9th best record in Michigan, it's Team 10-55 with a 14-4 record.
That's Team Robotics from Zeeland, Michigan. 10-2-5-5 is competing in the Franklin Division this state tournament. Robo Ducks was the first pick for their alliance at Allendale and went on to win the tournament with 53-85 Enigma Riddlers. They also won the Inspire Award at Allendale. Robo Ducks also competed at Marshall, where they were the captain of an alliance and lost into the semifinals. We have a tie for 7th and 8th because two teams in the Edison division, between two teams in the Edison division, and our first team with a 15-5 record is Team 99-31.
And that is the Northeast Viking Vendors from Midland, Michigan. 99-31 was an alliance captain at both the Great Lakes Bay and Kingsford, but unfortunately they lost in the finals at both tournaments. They did win the Think Award at Kingsford and the Connect Award at Great Lakes Bay. The second team at a 15-5 record comes from Davidson, Michigan, and is Team 10-58.
That is the Wild Cards, who were the first pick on their alliance at Kingsford and won the tournament, beating our previous 15-5 team, 99-31. 10-0-5-8 at Kearsley was the second pick on the finalist alliance. Next team on our list here has a 16-4 record and is in the Edison division. That is Team 10-1-36.
And 10-1-36 is the Frost Robo Falcons from Livonia, Michigan? Livonia. Oh, I just read that wrong. Livonia, Michigan. At the Frog Force qualifier, 10-1-36 was an alliance captain, and they lost in the finals. And then they went on to captain an alliance at Bedford, where they took the win. Awards-wise, Frost Robo Falcons won the Design Award at Frog Force. Our 5th best record in Michigan is Team 70-23 with a 16-3 record.
That's Team Hexasonics from Allendale, Michigan. They were the first pick on the finalist alliance at the Allendale qualifier, and they won the Think Award at that tournament. At the Kettering qualifier, they were the captain of the winning alliance. Moving up to the 4th best record in Michigan is a team in the Edison division, 72-55 with a 16-4-1 record.
That is Team STEM Stingers from Commerce Township. They were the second pick on the winning alliance at Frog Frenzy, and they were the second pick on the winning alliance at the Canton qualifier. Moving on to our 3rd best record from Michigan is Team 11-1-29 in the Franklin division with a 17-4-1 record.
11129 is the Robo Titans from Novi, Michigan. They were the captain of the finalist alliance at the Pellston qualifier, and they won the judges award at Pellston. At the Frog Force qualifier, they were the captain of the winning alliance. Then we're going to head right back to the Edison division, where we have team 11531 with a record of 17-2.
And that is the Techno Trojans 2 from Fruitport, Michigan. They were the winning alliance captain at Kentwood, and they won the judges award there. At Allendale, they were the captain of the finalist alliance. They also won the Innovate Award at the Allendale qualifier. Rounding out the number 1 spot at an 18-3 record, we have team number 10319.
10615.
I have no idea what I just read. 10615.
106. It's early, guys. This is the Jefferson Psy Dogs from Midland, Michigan, and they are playing in the Franklin division. The Psy Dogs were the first pick on the winning alliance at Pellston, where they had a perfect 9-0 record all the way through quals and elims. At the Great Lakes Bay qualifier, they were the captain of the winning alliance. Additionally, they won that Inspire Award at Pellston, so not a bad day for them at that event.
Oh, sorry everyone, I'm just waking up. There's a lot of fantastic teams in Michigan this year, and there have been a lot of high-scoring matches. So in a moment, we're going to take a look at 3 matches and break them down for you.
Move your mic up.
Just for some context to everyone watching, we are here at the Michigan State FTC tournament, and there are 96 middle school teams. That's a big difference between FTC in most states and Michigan. Michigan is only 7th and 8th graders. And as we can see, there's a qualification match 40 from the Franklin division happening right now. So there's a very busy day going on with a lot of matches, a lot of teams, a lot of excitement. Every team gets to play 6 matches, so there's a whole lot of matches to play. We have 2 divisions here, as you guys can tell, 4 fields. There is a lot going on. One special thing that we're going to get to see in a few hours when elims start is that there are actually 8 alliances per division, so 8 3-teams alliances. So we're going to see 24 teams there. We're going to see a lot of teams picked, so it's a lot of fun. So we're going to move on to the first finals match from the Mason qualifier. So at finals 1 at Mason, where the Blue Alliance comprised of 85-33, 85-79, and 12-8-90. Competed against 86-46, 15-2-2-9, and 11-2-79 on the Red Alliance. The final score of that match was 382 to 334. So now we're going to take a look at this match and break down one of the most competitive matches this year in FTC.
I would say this was one of the highest scoring matches all year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
This is the high scoring match. I believe it is the high scoring match all year, high scoring elimination match all year.
Okay.
So let's take a look at this match. So let's go back to the start of Autonomous. So right here, as you guys can see, we have 4 teams hanging, which is quite impressive, but makes sense for the finals. Then we've got all of our teams are dropping down. We can see some teams going to sample. One interesting thing to note that over here on the Red Alliance, or the Blue Alliance, they just ignore this sample. So we can take a look and see if they come back. We can see the Red Alliance samples here. It looks like they sampled over here. It looks like they are actually coming back, and there they go. They did do the correct sampling there. So now we're going to transition to our teleop period. And we're going to see, if we just take a look at some of these robots here, we have a big extending arm into the crater, and then it looks right over here to be their dump mechanism to go up. This bot over here seems to have a collector on the front of their robot where they're going to go into the crater and then swing back around. Hard to tell what's going on over here, but it looks like we might have another robot that's going to swing over top to score in that lander.
And then what's interesting as well is I know Blue took longer to get that second sample than Red, but I believe they did that in order to get the they claimed the depot over there. I don't believe Red has their depot claimed at the end of Autonomous.
I can't really see, but I don't think they.
Because I don't think that red robot over by the crater ever came close enough.
I think we had one robot sample, or one robot drop their marker, but the other just looks like they sat up here.
Yeah, they sampled and stopped. So that it'll be interesting to see if that comes into play.
Yeah. I definitely think it does come into play. So let's jump back to our tele-up and start that. So we're going to start off right here, and we see right away, within the first few seconds of this match, we have 85, I believe that's 85-33, collecting 2 blocks and going to score them right away. And that's so fast. That's 7 seconds into the match where they're already scoring. They just scored in another 2. It's just so quick, so efficient, so effective. We still see the Blue Alliance over here is still struggling to score those first minerals. So right now it looks like we have 2 for the Red Alliance. We have 6 so far from what I can count for the Blue.
It's interesting, you know, I come from an FSC background, and what 85-33 has going for them is what a lot of the powerhouse teams in FRC did this year, was the fact that they can gather and then score on opposite sides of the robot, which just increases your speed, increases your cycle time so much. So you saw that with all your powerhouse teams in FRC this year, and it's cool to see that transitions over to FTC as well, because I think that just gives them such a huge advantage, because they don't have to spend time turning around, and their reach is so long. Like you can see, they've barely moved their robot, and they've scored 10 minerals already on their own.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to watch. You're totally right. It's a very impressive team. I expect 85-33 to do quite well in this state tournament. One of the interesting things that we're going to see right now is they have the ability to sort. I want to go back to that for a second. So far in this match, we've seen them either collect 2 silver minerals or 2 gold minerals, but right here we can see that they have 2 of both. And what we're going to see is we're going to see them right here decide with their robot which goes which way. And we saw one roll this way, and we saw the other roll the other way. Which is a very effective mechanism for FTC teams to have, because then they really don't have to transition over here if they want to score 1, transition over here, or the worst option of only scoring 1 mineral at a time.
Yeah.
And then going into our end game, it looks like we have 4 robots going for a hang here. 85-33, just again, their robot is kind of a work of beauty. They have such a small hang mechanism. It's just a little bar that goes up. Let's compare that to some of the other teams. What is 12-8? What is this team over? Or 15-229. Looks like, yeah, they just have a little hook that goes up. Hard to see what's back here. But these are some pretty impressive teams. Looking at the Orange Alliance, the Blue Alliance scored 24 minerals throughout that match, and the Red Alliance scored, they scored 19 minerals. That's just a very impressive match overall. Let's go look at that final score. I think that was right at the end. Was it? No, it was not. Yeah, all right. I think we're gonna move on and take a look at Oxford. And the semifinals match 1 at Oxford is actually the highest scoring match so far this year. DJ, do you want to introduce that match?
Yeah, so we're moving on to check out Oxford semifinal 1, match 3, current highest score in the world, as mentioned. In this match, the Blue Alliance comprised of 70-47, 72-53, and 61-55, won 387-322 against the Red Alliance, composed of 11-6-9-1, 11-2-3-0, and 72-51. So, yeah, so the current highest scoring match in the world. I believe the final score was 387-322, if I remember correctly. or
Yep.
something along those lines. Yeah.
All right, let's check this match out. So right here in Autonomous, I believe all 4 robots started landing. Our video starts 2 seconds into the match, but we see one of our members of the Red Alliance speedily heading over to drop their team marker and then going over here. One thing I will point out that this is a very common autonomous path that we're seeing from these alliances. We see if you're in line with the depot, you go drop your marker and then go to the crater. We can see that this team on the blue alliance did the same thing, and then let's see if they head over here. They're going to head this way instead, which is which makes more sense not to interfere with their alliance partner. We see their alliance partner drop and then go back. Excuse me. And after the autonomous period, we see both of the teams just about maxing out the score. We see the Blue Alliance pretty much maxed out at 160. The only way that they could have done better is if they would have scored minerals during the autonomous period, which we haven't seen any teams do so far this year, but it's definitely something that competitive teams will be looking at in the coming months before the World Championship. While we wait in our 8 seconds transition. We're going to start out, and then we see, similar to that last match, we have 11-6-91 right here with a articulator that just goes back and forth. They don't really have to move, but they do have to swing an arm over their entire robot. And that's similar to 11-2-30 over here. They have an arm that reaches out and move back. So let's check out how those work. Not really sure what's going on with our other Blue Alliance robot down here. One interesting thing to take note of is 7047 back here almost is using like a dump truck type design that we'll kind of get to see in a moment right there. Let's see if we can catch that. But I'd say one of the downsides of that is that they're going to have to decide which way they go, whether they want to go for the silver or whether they want to go for the gold. But it still looks pretty effective.
Yeah, it's an easy design to pull off, which simplicity has its benefits, but just unfortunately without the sorting ability, it could hurt them at higher levels of play. Just costs you some versatility.
Oh yeah, and speaking of some sorting ability, I believe 11-6-93 has some too. Looks like they might have. It looks like they have a dump mechanism here. Let's not use white. They have a dump mechanism that slides the minerals off to the side.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. As we can see we saw that kind of right there.
Yeah.
They have this green thing articulates down and blocks slide this way, balls slide the other way. Pretty effective there.
Yeah. And like the team from our last match, they are able to gather and score on opposite side. They don't quite have the speed we saw in the 85-33, but the speed doesn't seem to be hampering them in any way.
But yeah, in our last match, I think I said there were 24 minerals scored. Was that correct?
I think so.
In this match, there were 28 minerals scored by the Red Alliance. And a lot of that has to do with this filling right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 just in that, just with balls there. I can't really see what's going on with blocks, though I do know that there were 16 gold minerals scored at the end of the match.
Yeah. And I think in this match, what contributes to it being such a high score is that on the Red Alliance, it seems like, who is that? 11-2-30 is contributing a bit more than 83-55's alliance partner was in the previous match we watched. So they're both scoring tons of minerals, whereas in the last match, it was kind of, that one robot doing it on their own. for the most part. But so I think that's what helped push this score up. Was it was just two very complementary robots. So they made some good choices when alliance selections came around.
Oh yeah, and I think we're gonna see 85-33, 11-2, 30, and 11-6, 91 be really competitive today. And I think we're gonna talk about some of those teams later as we look at some of the high scores so far during this state tournament. So yeah, and to your point, PJ, I think 85-33 will do quite well because of their ability on their own to score a whole lot of minerals really quickly due to that nice feeder system.
It's nice when you don't have to rely on anyone else.
Yeah, and
makes your life a little easier.
It's kind of a big difference in FTC.
Yeah.
We don't really have to rely on our alliance partner exclusively.
Well, neither does 254 and FRC, but
yeah.
But I concede the point.
Totally. So we're gonna look at our next match here, which is Qualification Match 11 from Mason. So in this match, we saw the Blue Alliance winning 372 to 133. The Blue Alliance was comprised of 86-46 and 85-33 against 13-6-6-7 and 92-97 on the Red Alliance. 86-40. Sorry, I'm very sick. 86-48 and 85-33 were both the two teams we saw in finals match one a few minutes ago, though they were on different alliances.
Yeah.
And again, both these teams are powerhouse teams and are very effective robots. So let's take a look at this match. So right in autonomous period, we see all four robots. I think all four robots landed.
I think so.
And then we see not a whole lot of sampling. Again, this is a qualification match, and we're not going to see as competitive play as in elimination matches.
Yeah, because you can see, I don't know if they just didn't have the time to coordinate, but Blue messed up the sample that they both went for and ended up knocking it all over the place.
They did, yeah. And we saw that same thing that we did in the finals match from 85-33, where they drop their marker after landing and then come back to get this mineral.
Yeah, so it's a very impressive autonomous mode. Like for them, it's a near perfect autonomous mode. They couldn't score many more points.
It is, yeah. So we're gonna jump into this match here and see them go right for scoring again.
Yep.
It's hard to see with our volunteer here, but so quick, so efficient.
Those volunteers always getting in the way of the camera.
So someone in our chat did say, I'll pause this for a quick second, that Kraken Pinion actually, that's 86-80 at the West Virginia State Tournament. They did score a full cycle in autonomous. To that viewer, if you're still here, if you can send us that match, we can totally check that out and show that on stream. And yeah, good morning. So as we see 85-33, just quickly going to score.
That's such an impressive robot.
We do see their alliance partner scoring quite a bit. That was one of the teams that they were against in that finals match one.
It's interesting to see their alliance partner is largely going to the same crater they are, when it seems like they're almost getting in each other's ways a little bit, when there's a whole nice open crater over there that they could be grabbing from. But to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be something interesting to look at as more and more teams go to score in the lander.
Yeah.
I know that at West Virginia, I had some conversations with people about explicitly looking at whether alliance partners were interfering with each other and almost playing inter-alliance defense by going to the same crater.
Yeah. Because like 85-33 they can practically empty the crater on their own. Like they don't really need your help over there to empty that crater. So you think you'd want to use that to your advantage and attack your enemy crater. I know they're not owned by either alliance, but you know.
No, yeah, you're totally right, PJ. And in that match, we had 21 minerals scored by the two alliances, which is just quite impressive for a qualification match.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was wrong. We had 31 minerals scored.
Yeah, I was going to say.
21 were scored in the gold.
Yeah.
10 were scored in the silver.
Yeah.
That is quite a full cargo hold we had there.
Yeah. And it looks like they both end up climbing at the end of the match. So.
And climbing seems to be a pretty easy thing to do for most of the teams here. It's definitely a super effective strategy, especially being at 50 points worth 10 minerals, since each mineral is worth 5 in that upper zone.
I mean, it's worth. I mean, if you just, jump over into the crate, it's worth double doing that, and the hook doesn't move. It's relatively easy to. It seems like it would be a relatively easy design. I know in practice it's a little different, but there's no reason not to be going for that climb every match.
Yeah, you're totally right. So I think we're going to take a look at some other matches, but from Michigan, the Michigan matches so far today. So our first match is match 13 from Edison, where we saw a score of 354 to 281. Let me get this pulled up. All right, let's take a look at match 13 here. So this is with, we keep talking about them over and over again. This match has 85-33 in it, which makes so much sense as to why this score is so high.
I think we're very quickly developing a favorite team here.
I feel like we are. PJ, just one sec. Does that robot look a little different to you?
Which one?
85-33s.
I can't. Oh, there it is.
In the
I was
back,
like, which one are they?
The back right.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like they have made some robot changes.
Which is interesting because it'll be interesting to see if they made if they made the robot any better than what we've been seeing. I would be terrified of that robot if I was anyone else. Because their intake looks a bit different.
Well, it looks like right then and there, if we can go back.
Yeah.
Their intake was running during the autonomous period, meaning that I didn't notice this. This was probably something they were doing before. That they're intaking so that they're at the start they're right and ready.
They were not doing that in those matches we watched. They extended the arm, but they weren't intaking yet. So they've just maximized their autonomous even more. They're probably going for trying to score minerals. I don't know if we'll see that by the end of today, but I think that's definitely the end goal. I think by world champs, because I have a feeling they might qualify.
I have a strong feeling they might as well.
Yeah. So, as I said, I can't tell the future, but I have a feeling from what I've seen. So I would not be surprised if by champs, if they continue this trajectory, that they will have the ability to score minerals during autonomous.
And as we've seen in past matches, it now looks like they're pretty much getting into their groove in terms of.
It's interesting because it looks like they've given their alliance partner sort of what's been their role in the matches, where the alliance partner's crater, I guess near side crater, I guess you could call it, and 85-33 is running the corner cycles.
Yeah, that is. That is interesting, but I'd say the one benefit of their alliance partner is their alliance partner can score in that cargo hold. So it's not that inefficient in that one of them would have to be in either position.
Yeah, it's not inefficient. They made the sacrifice because if their alliance partner was way slower at corner cycles, like watching, like 84.92 is not as fast as 85.33 on the same side on the same side cycles, whereas 85.33 is significantly slower than they would be. So I think they may have just made the sacrifice because they knew that they could do those side cycles and just let 84.92, do what they could.
I can't really see what 85.33's drivetrain is, but it is quite fast compared to 84.92, which is using Mecanum wheels and some other.
It looks like Omnis and I was gonna say Tread, but it's not
Omnis,
Tread.
yeah.
They're like sort of look like Coulson wheels. Once again, I'm from an FRC background, so I don't know what I don't know what they call them over here in FTC world.
Yeah, these are some Tetrix, Coulson-like, and then these are Omni wheels, not Mecanum, as I said.
Yeah.
These
close enough.
These might be Mecanum. It's hard to tell. What we can we might bring them on the show in a little bit.
Yeah, they're not driving like Mecanums. They might be Omnis on the corners, kind of like 84.92 has, just for the extra turning radius. But yeah, their chassis is a little low, so I can't tell.
And then, go to hang in that match.
Yeah.
The Red Alliance scored 18 minerals into the cargo hold, both batched, and they had a perfect 160-point autonomous.
And a lot of those 16 were 85.33 because they were the gold minerals, and that's what if you saw, those seemed to be what 85.33's focus was, because that's the side they were going to.
Yeah, we can, I guess, zoom through quickly. So 85.33's got one in their robot, and then they score that here. Then it looks like they're going to go score another 2. Then they scored 2 more.
Oh, looks like their alliance partner might be grabbing some gold ones right now.
Yeah, there's 2 from their alliance partner.
Okay. I missed it that their alliance partner did some of those gold.
2 more from 85.33.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah. Yeah, they scored most of those, which is just crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And they're going for another 2.
Yeah.
That's such an effective robot.
Yeah.
All right, I think we've talked about 85.33 enough in this match. We're going to go move on to the match number 20 from match 20 on Edison that saw a score of 347 to 279. Oh, I guess we only have part of this match.
We'll watch what we have.
Watch what we have, yep.
Okay. So, we don't know what happened in auto. Some points were scored, probably.
I can tell you in 2 seconds what happened with auto when the Orange Alliance loads. So in auto, the Red Alliance had 150 points. They did everything except they missed 1 park. And then the Blue Alliance had 1 of everything plus a land for 110.
Okay.
All right, let's get this match going. So our Blue Alliance was the big scorer here with 347.
Yeah. Which they came out behind in autonomous, so it'll be interesting to see how they make that up.
Oh yeah. 11-6-91 was one of the teams we talked about, I think, in the Mason finals.
No, I believe that was the Oxford. The semifinals, because they're the one. They also seem to have some ability to sort, which is good. They're another one. They have that active green flipper thing.
And it's so easy. It just drops down.
Yeah.
Looks like, blocks go one way.
Yeah.
Gold minerals one way, silver minerals the other way.
Yeah. Interesting. Hopefully we might be able to get them on later and maybe take a closer look at how they do that.
And it looks like they pretty much have done everything on their own. I think it looks like their alliance partner might only be able to score down here in the I forgot it was called the depot. And that's quite impressive because there were, do some quick math, 24 minerals scored in total in that match.
Including the depot?
6 were then in the depot.
Yeah, so we got 31 total minerals for blue between depot and not depot. Cargo hold, that's what it's called.
Cargo hold, yep. To someone in the chat who's asking about how they can watch live matches, you can go to theorangealliance.org/stream, and you will be able to watch both FIM divisions as well as this broadcast at the same time.
Watch everything at once.
And then in a few minutes, we're going to get started, and we're actually going to talk about live matches as they happen. We're just trying to recap what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
PJ, do you want to introduce our next match?
Yeah, so our final match we're going to talk about from the Edison division before flipping over to Franklin is match 29. Ended up having a final score of 341 to 300. So that's, two very high scores. 300 to win you most matches, but at this event, in this competition, it's 300 isn't going to win you every match, which is crazy. Because even most finals matches at a lot of the qualifying tournaments, 300 would take you to a win. So.
Oh yeah. Let's get this match started. Looks like we do have the full match, which is pretty nice.
So it looks like we have 4 landing right away. I like the lights on that robot. I'm a fan.
Yeah. I'm not sure if those are for aesthetics or for seeing the minerals.
Doesn't matter. I still like them. I'm a big fan of lights on robots.
So after this match, after the autonomous period, we have a tie score for autonomous. I don't know why there's an extra 2.
Probably human error.
The extra 2 is this mineral right there.
Okay.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, so not only did they sample, they scored their sample in the depot.
Yeah.
Which if you're pushing it anyway, why not just do it?
Oh, yeah. So they're 53-83, put 2 up. I'm sorry, I gotta talk about this spot right here.
Okay.
It so looks like it'll tip over.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. That is such a small dry base for such a tall and heavy.
I would say it looks like they have motors mounted way up top. That's just a recipe for disaster. But there's not as much defense in FTC, so I guess
there's not a lot of sudden jerk movements.
Yeah. Yeah, they need some weight in the bottom of that robot, because you see when they're trying to gather from the crater, they start tipping up, and I'm like, that's not what you want to see. What's interesting is in this match that we haven't really seen in any of them is both alliances seem to have split the craters. Like, it's not both red on one crater, both blue on the other. It's one red and one blue on each crater, which I think we're going to start seeing more as the matches get more competitive, because you don't want to abandon that crater to your opponents. You want to make them work for it.
Oh, yeah, you're totally right. I think the best strategy is to just go to the closest crater, not necessarily the one right in front of your alliance's lander, because the craters are not alliance specific, which is a great thing, because it doesn't force teams to go anywhere they don't want to go. So right here we saw 4 robots go up to Hang for some really high and impressive scores here with 300 to 341. That's a great match. Their Red Alliance scored 13 minerals in their cargo hold, and then since they claimed, they had 8 minerals over here.
Yeah, so they're able to score over there and be safe. Whereas we see blue didn't really take advantage of that, even though you can see both the markers sitting in there. So they did claim, they just didn't take advantage of their safe depot. Yeah, sad face for blue.
Yeah. So let's hop over to the Franklin division.
Yeah, so Franklin, we're going to talk about match 15. With that had a final score of 354 to 285. So another really high scoring match, actually the highest scoring one we talked about here so far. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into it.
Yep. And here we go.
So once again, all 4 are starting up top, and we see landing, 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 landing. So we'll just keep seeing these alliances try to maximize these autonomous scores. But it's like, let's see, neither alliance, actually, did red claim? I can't tell if that yellow thing is a mineral or their marker.
I think that is a claim, yeah.
Okay.
That looks pretty big for
That's what I thought, but it's one. It's a yellow square. It threw me off.
Not really sure where that mineral went, though.
But it's not there. They sampled it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's probably in their robot.
Yeah, so after autonomous period, yeah, we see 160 to 145. The only thing that the Blue Alliance missed was a claim. We only see one team marker here.
Yeah.
$86.46 seems to have a pretty interesting collector. We'll see that in a minute. Looks like rubber bands.
It almost looks like a, it's a farm combine.
Combine.
Almost.
Yes.
And the rubber bands are an interesting choice because it would, hypothetically, they'd flex out of the way, which makes it more versatile for the 2 game pieces, but they're not exactly the most durable of supplies. I wonder how often they have to change those bands.
Yeah.
There was Red's Alliance partner seems to be struggling over there in the corner. I think that's a red robot.
Yeah, that is a red robot over here with the red flag.
Yeah.
The Blue Alliance doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got 1 block in. Looks like another 2 gold minerals, maybe 3 gold minerals are going to be scored. But it's pretty slow compared to Chaos down here, 86-46. Who are just hammering that crater.
Yeah. And 9133 is doing a good job of, they're not scoring as many points, but they're kind of over there messing with the Blue Alliance's attempts because they're getting from that crater, kind of getting in their way, not playing defense necessarily, but bouncing around, mixing it up a little bit, which I think is slowing down Blue significantly. Even though 9133 isn't the high-scoring robot in this match compared to their alliance partner Chaos, they're still contributing a heck of a lot just by causing this disruption in the Blue Alliance's strategy.
Totally, yeah. And there were 18 minerals scored by the Red Alliance, and then 2 minerals scored in the depot. So that's a pretty impressive match there.
Yep.
So we're going to move on to match 36 from Franklin, which is the highest scoring match here today of 376. Yesterday, yeah.
The highest scoring match here today of yesterday.
Yes, highest scoring match at the Michigan State tournament, 376 to 195. All right.
Let's bring it up. So it's like right away we saw Blue come down, Blue going over to sample. Looks like 5237 is going, it's a similar strategy we saw from 8533, where they went sampled at the near side and then drove all the way over to claim as their secondary objective.
Yeah. It's a pretty effective tactic. I mean, autonomous is pretty straightforward. We've been seeing a lot of teams start to max out this autonomous period. A lot of 160-point autonomous is. There's not a whole lot to do compared to past years. Can't really play defense because there's a lot of penalties for that. Can't really do much. So let's check out why they got this high score.
So at first it looked like we have the 2 blue robots seem to be sticking to the same crater for now.
Yep.
Which, once again, we've seen it go both ways. I think at the higher levels we'll see a lot more of the splitting. But in quals it makes sense. You just want to score as many points as possible and just hammer your own crater without trying to get into nothing too fancy.
Totally, yeah. And in this match, unlike some of the past ones we've seen, this alliance doesn't seem to be prioritizing gold minerals. They have a lot of silver minerals. Just something interesting to note. And PJ, I'm not sure if you knew this, but the field doesn't necessarily have to be perfectly split up.
Okay. Yeah, I would say it's, when I was reading through the rules, what they say, it was approximately the same number of each, which makes field resets life easier, so I get that. But yeah.
And yeah, these are just super effective robots. Reaching an arm in, jumping back. It's a strategy we've seen time and time and time again. Seems to be working.
Yeah. Like I said, the scoring over is definitely seems to be the way to maximize those points. Like I said, it holds true in almost any game. If you can gather and score on opposite sides of your robot, it's worth so much in your speed.
Totally, yeah. One of the things of note, and maybe we can go check this out, is 7023 looks to be a super heavy robot. This year, I don't know if you knew, PJ, but there's a new 42-pound weight limit.
What did it used to be?
No weight limit.
Oh.
So that's a new thing for this year. Mainly it's because the lander has
because you have to hang on it.
Support. But they also wanted to stick with our space theme and talk about weight limits. You can't send thousands and thousands of pounds to space without sacrificing something.
I guess once again, I'm not a FTC guy. Before this year, what was like an average robot weight, like when it was unlimited? Like, what did these robots typically weigh?
typically
I know it's
weighing-
probably totally different depending on game to game, team to team, but
definitely really dependent on the game. Probably the typical weight was around 25, 30 pounds.
Oh, okay.
So there were teams that would get up in the 55, 60, approaching 70-pound weight
Okay.
limit, and they were still super competitive.
okay. So this weight limit they put on this year, it wasn't super restrictive,
super
because
restrictive.
most teams were building below that anyway. Okay.
Yes, it will restrict probably the top teams that used to use a lot of 80-20 channel, big box framing.
Yeah.
Just something to add to the complexity of this year's game.
Yeah.
So we saw, a great match here. A lot of minerals scored. That were 22 minerals scored up and 3 in the corner during this match. And we saw 3 out of our 4 robots hang. Looks like this team here abandoned their hang and then they parked partially into the crater. See a lot of celebration over here.
Yeah. They knew they did well.
Yeah, I mean after this score, you know you did well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, these are some super impressive matches. It's gonna be great to see once we transition over to talk about live matches. I think these are just gonna keep getting higher and higher. I don't know how much higher we'll get, I should say, but consistently sticking at this high, like 300 plus scoring range. Like I think eliminations are gonna be crazy here.
Oh shoot, we just
that-
had a new high score.
Do we have video of it?
So
It's in.
It's in there already? Sweet.
oh wow.
So
All
our
right, guys.
producer is on top of things. So thank you to our producer, Soren, for the new high score that just happened. I think he already dropped it in the folder, so let's take...
What division was that in?
It was like
let me pull up the
Franklin
Franklin
match
division.
46, I think it was. I think the score was 389.
Oh, this just happened.
Yeah, like
a second
literally
ago.
this just happened.
And
so
this is
let's...
why we're here, guys. This is what we're here to talk about. Thank you to our commenters in chat who have been letting our producer and us as hosts know about these matches. So let me get this pulled up here. So PJ, do you want to read off the teams as I get settled?
Yeah. So in our match that just happened, we had a score of 389 to 204. 389 from teams 7023 and 8646, and 204 from teams 6494 and 12303. So let's take a look and see what just happened.
Yeah, let's check this out. Can I confirm, Soren, is this the new high-scoring qualification match?
No.
He says no.
I can't confirm that.
He says he can't confirm that.
Well, I can confirm that this is the new world record score. Our previous qualification was 376 from a Franklin event earlier, or match
Right.
36, which we just checked out. And then the previous elimination high scoring match, which was the highest scoring match, was at Oxford with 387. So this is a 389 point
This is the
match.
highest even
this
in
is the
England,
highest
so-
score out of any match so far in the Rover Ruckus game this year. So let's check this out.
Let's
just
see what
happened
just
a moment
happened.
ago.
Okay. So we're keeping an eye on Red Alliance.
Oh
'cause
wow! I just gotta point that out. This team just drops.
Yeah. I was wondering how long it would take before I saw someone do that. So yeah. So Red, we have 2 landing. We have a double sample. I assume, come on,
So
maybe?
PJ, I don't know if you know this, but we have already talked about Chaos and then
Yeah.
their alliance partner 7023 in our last 2 matches about
Yeah.
Franklin. So I'm not surprised that the last 2 highest scoring matches we talked about produced the highest scoring match so far this year. So after autonomous period, the Red Alliance missed a sampling.
I think it's because they hit that silver
Yep.
one right at the end, so they lost the sample bonus.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to look at that. Did they knock it over, or did the other? So there was a penalty involved in this match. That
Okay.
was one of the contributing factors to this high score, is that there was a major penalty. So that is a
Oh.
caveat with our high score.
Okay. Because that alliance partner,
Because-
not alliance partner, the opponent is the one who hit that
so that's
silver.
one thing to check out. You're not allowed to interfere with someone else's autonomous, so if you knock off their mineral, that's considered interfering, so there was a major penalty there.
Okay.
But still, there was some crazy amount of minerals scored, so let's check this.
How many points is a major penalty?
40
Right.
points for a
Okay.
major, and a minor is 10 points.
Okay. So then, as we start, we see that rubber band gatherer going to work for chaos. Well, it looks like that blue robot might be dead.
It almost looks tipped over or stuck on that crater wall. I can't really tell.
Yeah,
And
so
that might have inhibited 7023 from collecting just there and just in the future.
Yeah, and they still put up massive points, so.
I didn't think I'd say this in December of this year, but it's almost pretty repetitive just watching these matches. These teams are just keep doing the same thing. And it looks like our team in the Blue Alliance has regained connection. They're trying to get out of the crater.
Yeah.
Maybe they will.
Yeah, it looks like they're dry. Oh, there they go. Maybe. Nope. They almost did.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah, because it looks like they just got the wide, dried face that is too wide to go over. I don't know, you would.
Something funny, their Alliance flag gets knocked off right here by 8646. You see that pop off?
Yeah.
Flag ends up there.
Okay, so there they go. Now they're out.
Yep.
And now they're just, looks like they're just going to go hang because they've wasted the rest of the match. Being stuck on a crater.
I mean, it's kind of mean to say, but I feel like when did they get unstuck? That was right here at this point in the match when you're down almost
200 points.
200 points.
What you gonna do?
Not a whole lot you can do in 40 seconds. There's no boost power up to double the points. And
no levitate.
No levitate. Yeah. It's not FRC.
Yeah, no, these two machines are just so efficient, and they're working well together. Depending on how seating shakes out, looks like they pretty comparable. Looks like they maybe pretty
like,
not compatible, not comparable, comparable.
7023 looks to have scored a block for the Blue Alliance.
Okay. Just being nice, you know.
Nice.
Their robot was stuck all match. They wanted to give them something.
Trying to get their tiebreaker points up.
Oh yeah.
There you go. I guess that is the high-scoring match so far, but that is not the penalty-free high-scoring match.
Still, even penalty 3, it's what, 332?
332. That's still a very impressive match.
Yeah. Actually, no, 349, because looking at what the final posted score was.
Yeah. 349.
So that's not too shabby either way.
Not too shabby at all. All right, so it's 9:30, guys. We've been going for an hour straight. We're going to take a, 20-minute break. So we'll be back at 9:50 to talk about more matches. Probably at 9:50 we'll have a team sitting with us to interview. So check back in 20 minutes. Head over to theorangealliance.org/stream to watch the Franklin and Edison divisions. So thank you. See you in a few minutes.
All right. We'll be back. Are we gone?
How's it going?
I didn't know that talking so much brings out your sickness.
We just caught up on the most recent high score with penalties, although the orange line, the front page isn't working.
No, it is. It's switched on the front page.
Yeah, it switches. Yeah. It did switch? Yeah. It did switch over? Okay, because I just texted Oak back and I'm like, just need to refresh.
Yeah.
I did. No, like a full refresh. You can't just go click on the page.
You want to go see 2533 interview?
Yeah.
In the
Lots of people are hitting the website because of loading time. Yeah, well, that's what happens.
sorry. Make sure you don't stop the stream, just so you know.
never stop the stream.
Edison.
Where are they from? 8533. I want to know if I want to see if I know which FRC team. Right. Probably work with 3707.
So
I'm
they're
gonna go check on one thing. Edison isn't broadcasting the correct audio source to it.
Oh, that's not good.
It doesn't really matter to you guys.
Yeah.
You won't hear.
That's fun. I don't know what you think.
Seems to be going well. I don't know.
256. I guess someone's been doing. Someone has like, oh, cheer for FTC. Oh, I know that. He did match prediction, so he's predicting some high scores. U60, U71. Live scoring showing 412 on Franklin U46. Oh
Is that what we just looked at?
Yeah, no, that wasn't 412. Was Tyler watching?
Is he? Is he watching or is he just on the stream?
I don't know.
Hey, are you playing with the Edison feed like 15 minutes ago? Who's playing with that AV card? Somebody's playing with it because they dragged the X-Air over the overlay. That was that you?
Is
That
it
was,
still there? No, it must have been the guy.
Yeah, no, Soren's been here for the last.
That was like 15 minutes ago, right in the middle. It wasn't even like during scores. It was in the middle of the match. They dragged it over
Oh,
and it blocked out. It blocked it out.
Is it
So like,
still there?
no. It was like, you know, they're over here scouting.
Yeah.
So they got a whole bunch of drones. I imagine anywhere else they got it. The feed's going.
Sorry about that. It was
They
probably.
dragged it there and it sat there for like 10 seconds.
You guys want to go interview?
Sorry about that. I wasn't there, so.
Oh, it's like if you gotta make adjustments, don't do it during the match.
Yeah, I understand, but I don't always have tools for that.
We've been talking about you for like the last hour.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about it. If you guys want to sit down and do like a robot, one of us are gonna.
Yeah, I'll have you do it first because I don't really know what to ask him.
Okay.
So, I know, will we just have him like there?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I do have other more microphones.
It's just easier than trying to move cameras around and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you ever need more headsets, I have more computers set up.
I have 2 headsets
Okay.
in my bag.
Alright.
Cheer for FTC has predicted high scores for us.
So
Yeah.
that's good so we can pop over. We'll make sure we can watch those. We can have those.
So you're getting matches live, right? As they come in, as they click.
I can see them when they record them, when they record them on the computer. So what I did is I saw Cheerperson FTC said the new match was
Then you
there,
checked.
so I copied it over to your machine and then it was there.
That's a good system.
Yeah.
I like the replay software. It's easy.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like complex.
Yeah. It's literally just like clicking.
And Tyler has a touchpad too.
Yeah.
So he just
We just write some stuff like that.
oh.
First hour.
Yeah, I was saying, it seems really well. I protected it.
was like, why are they focusing on one or the other? I was like, if they're worth the same amount, but I guess it's not. Okay, but there. But silver from the land are the same gold and silver from the gold.
Yeah, he said 46. Okay.
Yep.
We're doing a timeout. Why do we? Oh, they gave me volume. They may regret that.
How we doing, guys? How's my Edison division doing today? You guys doing good? Franklin, can you hear me down there? All right. We got a couple of glitches in the scoring system. I want to explain what's going on to you. All right, Pitch, you listen up too, please. We're still going to use the tablets and get you as close as we can on the real-time scoring on the screens. But we're also having the referees make a hard copy then that's going to go to the scoring table, right? Where another set of FTAs and scorers are going to double check it. This does not stop you from still questioning scores, right? If you got questions, put the student in the box, and the head ref will address it, okay? So we got double verification, we got real time, paper copy, and another different set of people double checking both, right? Hopefully we'll get through this and have the correct scores up there. If you still have questions, send your student representative to the question box, and the head referees will take care of it. Thank you for your time, and let's get back to the competition. Good going.
My name is Henry.
Henry. Hey everyone, it's Nathan again. I'm here with Henry from 8533 CSPA Miners. They are a top-ranked team here at the First in Michigan State Tournament. Fun fact, it is Henry's birthday today. He's turning 13. So, Henry, can you guys just tell the audience about your team? What were your choices in robot design? Why did you guys do what you did? Just tell us about it.
So through the season, through the build season, we were focusing on strategy dictates design, and that's why we chose what we did. So for this order, our only girl on the team designed it. It started out as a box, and she found that the silver was bigger than the gold, and that's how we based our design. The climbing mechanism started as a double-headed axe design, and then we thought that that was confusing to the drivers, so we made it one side instead of two.
Awesome, yeah. And I think my mic was muted for that introduction. So this is Henry. He's turning 13 today. Today is his birthday. He's from the top-ranked team here at the Michigan State Tournament, 8533 CSPA Miners out of Brighton, Michigan. Did I say that correctly?
Yep.
Right. All right. So as we talk, Soren, if we can throw up this match, they just had qualification match 45 in the Edison division where they scored a that has not loaded up onto the Orange Alliance yet. It has. They scored 348 points, which is quite staggering and impressive. So I'll just let this match play. So how long have you guys been working on your robot? Since kickoff, I assume?
Yes.
Has this been the same robot for the entire season?
No. We changed it right after the Howl event. We started off as a prototype sorter for the Howl event. Then we changed it to the Lexan sorter, so it was more sturdy.
And that Lexan sorter that Henry's talking about is right here, guys. We'll see that work in a moment after this autonomous period. Yep, so that's right up here. So, I mean, we were talking about this earlier on stream. It's pretty impressive that you guys have this sorting ability. It's probably very effective, is that correct?
Yes.
So do you want to tell us a little more about this collector? What is that made of? What's going on with that?
Okay, so in the beginning of the match, we do our ult-on, then we park in the crater and lower it, and then we drive backward because the shaft like clicks into place to make sure that it doesn't fall back when we're collecting.
So your collector is kind of locked into itself when it's extended, is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. I do have a question for you. I know that, here, we can jump back a sec. At the end of autonomous period, I know you guys start collecting. I assume that's to collect some minerals so that you guys are ready for the start of Teleop, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you guys have any plans of trying to attempt to score during the autonomous period?
No, we don't, because that's too risky, because it's a major penalty if you have 3 and score 1.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. How many members are there on your team?
There are 13.
13 of you guys. And just a reminder to our audience, Henry, being 13, is in 8th grade, I assume?
7th.
7th grade, wow. So he is middle school. This is middle school FTC. We are seeing some of the highest scores in the world coming out of middle schoolers, 7th and 8th graders. Kids like Henry are building really impressive robots, as we can see in this match right here, match we were just checking out. Henry, do you have anything else to tell our audience right now about your robot, about your team, anything?
For the intake, the flap that draws it in, it started off slipping on the balls and cubes, so we had to put tape on it so it would stick to it and grip more.
Yeah, you guys can kind of see that tape as it spins. Is that the tape right here on the end?
Yeah.
That black tape? Yeah. That's really cool. So you don't have to if you don't want to, but how do you predict that your team's going to do come eliminations, come finals?
I feel that we're paired up and we're paired against really good robots, so I don't know what's gonna happen, because all of our competitors in states are really good.
Who is, if you know, who do you think's the #1 competition of yours in the Edison division? Who's that other top team?
I would say Scripps Dragons.
Scripps Dragons, yeah. A lot of people have said that. So just a reminder, guys, 8533 has won 2 qualifiers this year. They won the Mason FTC qualifier. They also won the Howell qualifier. That Mason event, Mason finals won at a score of 382 points. That's what we talked about just about an hour ago. That is still the high score, that is still the non-penalty high score for any qualification match, if I remember correctly. So thank you very much, Henry. It was nice to meet you. Good luck with your day. I guess I forgot to ask, what is your role on the team?
I am the backup driver, and I work on the control board.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Henry. We'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes as we let Henry go back to his team. We're going to talk about some really awesome matches that have happened in the last 20 minutes. So thank you. See you in a few.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Hey everyone, we're back from the Michigan State FTC tournament. So I am here with one of the mentors from 10-2-80 Techno Lions and 10-2-10 Aztecs from Detroit, Michigan. So you work a lot with teams in Detroit, FTC and FRC. Tammy had said that you have a huge group of mentors. So can you please tell the audience about all of the great work you do in Detroit?
Sure. So about 4 years ago, we started a robotics center at Detroit Hispanic Development Corporation called the Robotics Engineering Center of Detroit. And we started with 2 FRC teams. We grew to 5, then 11. Now those teams have started a whole pipeline model of kids from junior FLL all the way through. So here at States, we have 2 teams, 10-2-10 and 10-2-80. The Techno Lions from Holy Redeemer and the Aztecs from Cesar Chavez Academy. So kind of like a championship baseball team. We want to have kids at the major league level, engineers working at all the great companies around here. Then we have to have strong little leagues. So we have really great support for our FTC teams in Detroit, and we love working with them. So selfishly, I'm actually here recruiting from the FTC teams to get the kids to come to the FRC teams when they get to high school, and that's really starting to work. So the talent that they're getting here, and then they go do it in high school, and then we get to hire them as engineers. It's a perfect model. That makes a whole lot of sense. It seems that's worked for a lot of FRC teams across the country, especially in Michigan. So what do you do for a living? So I'm an engineer. I actually just left General Motors. I was a chief engineer for some vehicle programs, and I am now starting a consultant company where one of the threads will be setting up these robotic centers around the world. And that's awesome. So thank you for doing that. I know I appreciate the more teams there are, the more the better, more kids that are reached. Everyone should be involved in STEM. So thank you very much for your great work. Good luck to your 2 teams here today. For those wondering at home, 10-2-80 has a season record of 11-4-2, which is quite impressive so far at the state tournament. They're 2-3 with 1 qualification match left. And then Aztecs 10-2-10 or 5-4-2 with a 2-2 record at States. They still have 2 qualification matches left. Awesome. So I'll see you around. Have a great day. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with an interview with Alexander Farah, the lead engineer and the man in charge of the Orange Alliance. Thank you. Thank you.
to Alex.
Your mic's not on.
I didn't know I had to turn it on. All right, so I know we said we were going to be talking to Alex, but he had to step away due to a field fault. So we'll be talking to him later. So we'll be talking to Tammy right now, who is the affiliate partner for FTC in Michigan. So Tammy, how's the event been going so far?
Oh, it's been just fabulous. I mean, I'm so excited to have 96 of our best teams represented on site. Our volunteers, of course, epic as always, and our sponsors are on site. So what a celebration of the whole season.
So what, I guess, what makes FTC special to you in Michigan as opposed to maybe anywhere else, or just in general?
So in Michigan, we position middle school, FTC as a middle school only program. So this gives our middle schoolers their own turf that they can build, play, and compete. And because it plays very FRC-like, just scales down nicely, it's really a launch pad for these students to keep them on the STEM path, moving towards high school FRC, that key $81 million in first dedicated scholarships, internships, all of that. So it's really that STEM path, that connection between First Lego League onto high school FRC that makes us rather unique.
I know that's definitely something that I've noticed too, because as I've mentioned, I'm more from the FRC side myself, and I know a lot of the students that I've mentored and the students that I see have come through this FTC program, and I just think I agree that it is just such a good path as opposed to it just gives, it's a path, and then a lot of these, I've noticed a lot of the high school students then mentor the middle school students, and it just seems like a great supportive environment.
Well, what it does also is create another door into first. So maybe as an elementary student, Lego wasn't your choice of toy. Well, because we build with that Tetrix and now the Rev Kit, and you're using hand tools, it's another path in. Yeah. And if you look around, look at all of our lots of girls who maybe wouldn't have chosen to be a part of a team and now have, and it just creates that diverse but inclusive environment that we strive for with First.
Yeah, and that's awesome, because as I've been looking around, I notice, like you're saying, lots of girls, just a very diverse crowd going on here, which is just always great to see.
That's how we measure success. Is it a wide variety of students, variety of interests, all honed into one, working together, achieving a common goal? I mean, that's what we envision for the future workforce. That creates the environment we want. And those of us, like you, who are in support of First programs, that's our investment in the future. Yeah. We're helping create the world we'd like to see.
Yeah, for sure. So anything in particular you're looking forward to for the rest of the event?
Oh, I can't wait till we get to the unique part of First in Michigan FTC states, where we don't do the traditional 4-team alliance. We do an 8 more FRC-like alliance format, and do the Serpentine draft, which gives 24 of our 24 teams out of a 48-team division a chance to play in the finals, which is huge. Yeah. That's bragging rights.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's so great, because you come in, you got a 50% chance of making eliminations.
Yep, it keeps more in the game.
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you for sitting down with us, talking about FTC. I can't wait to see how this program keeps growing.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm sitting here with, let me make sure my mic on, it is. I'm sitting here with Alexander Farah from the Orange Alliance. Before
Hello.
we get started, we have a new high score from match 56 in the Franklin division.
Did that get committed?
I'm not sure if it's a confirmed high score yet, but based on the stream, they had 417 points. We're still waiting that to be uploaded onto TOA, but 417 seems to be a tentative high score right now. So we are going, as soon as we kick Alex off after he talks about the Orange Alliance, PJ and I are going to go right in depth and talk about this amazing match. All right. Soren. All right, Alex, to everyone watching, I mean, I feel like most people know what the Orange Alliance is, but do you want to just talk about it? What is this site?
The Orange Alliance is basically a website where we put in all the scores, rankings, all the event information, and team information into the Orange Alliance for anyone to be able to go use for scouting or looking at past history and get all that information. So it is a website that has all the event information that we get from first, goes directly into there, and has scores as well as several events do real-time uploads to the Orange Alliance, and they're able to get those scores in real time.
That's awesome. Do you guys have any special cool projects in the work that we're cooking up?
So right now, not really. We're just working with squashing bugs with the code and making sure the Orange Alliance is working to the best of its abilities. We do have a few things that we are working on getting.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you for a second, Alex. Can you turn that screen back? We have a confirmed high score of 427.
No penalties.
No penalties. That was a 167-point tele-op, perfect auto, perfect endgame. So in 5 minutes, we're going to talk about that. So that was team, yeah, never mind, that screen went away. All right, continue, Alex.
So one of the projects that I know Soren has been working on is a game announcer tool, so teams can get the information on their teams that are in each of the matches, and the GAs have a little bit of background of what the team has done, so like average scores, OPR, stuff like that is all into there. Another thing that we are hoping to get done for championships is do OPR for the championships, as well as put in that OPR for all the matches that currently exist.
Awesome. That's probably a pretty fantastic tool that teams are going to want to use, events are going to want to use. So thank you, Alex. Additionally,
no
Alex has pretty much been running this event. We just heard from the event director, event coordinator, Tammy, but Alex is kind of the second in charge. So how has this event been going?
So this event has a little bit of uniqueness to it with the 8 Alliance eliminations. So that we have a special scoring system that we are using to be able to do that 8 Alliance elims. But overall, it seems like it's a pretty good event. A lot of people are having a really good time, and we're just we're able to get through everything, and everything seems like we're going good. We're not that much behind on one division, and the other division's a little bit ahead. So hopefully we'll keep on that track and get done pretty much on time.
Awesome. All right, give us 2 seconds to kick my buddy Alex out, and then we're going to jump right into our world record 417-point match.
So just one pitch before I go. If anyone knows coding or developing, we're always looking for developers to help us with the Orange Alliance.
Yeah.
So feel free to join our Discord, ping myself, ping Kyle, ping any of the developers or admins in there, and we'll be able to help you get started.
Yeah, or just go to the GitHub, create issues, do pull requests, help out any way you can, and you will be thanked. So, also, wait, is the mug promotion still up?
So anyone who donates $25 or more will get a mug sent to them. So if you donate $25 or more to the Orange Alliance on the what is it? The
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe page. You'll send a mug. You'll just send us your information, and we'll send you one of those out for the next 8 people who donate the $25 or more.
And that's GoFundMe.org/TOANP.
Yes, that's correct, as well as it's on the homepage of our website.
Awesome. All right, thank you, Alex. I wouldn't be surprised if you came back later to talk about more things related to this event, or just hopped in to talk about matches. So,
and I'm
thank
sure
you.
Kyle will want to come and interview about some of the stuff. So.
Okay. See you guys in 2 seconds. Hey everyone, we're back and we are here to talk about the new FTC world record of 427 points.
Penalty-free points.
Penalty-free points. That is a great emphasis. Soren, do you want to switch us over to watch our match? So this match had 86-46 and 10-6-15 on the Blue Alliance against 13-4-17 and 52-91 on the Red Alliance. So let's get this match started. So I'll just spoil it and say that the Blue Alliance had a perfect autonomous period, as many of you guys might be able to guess. We have our
Blue had a
sample right
perfect
here.
a lot of things.
We had a sample, drop in the marker, another drop of the marker. I think we already sampled there.
Yeah, that looks like it's off the marker.
There you go. Easy as could be.
It looks like they are gathering in Auton as well.
Yes, or attempting to.
Yeah, they definitely flip out. It looks like it spins. Unfortunately, I can't tell from this angle.
Yep.
But either way. And then you see that 10-6-1-5 actually did the same thing. So at the end of Autonomous, they coordinated. They are at two different craters, both ready to gather, both ready to start scoring right out of autonomous.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And that's what breeds this amazing match. All right, let's go. And there we go. And it's kind of off to the races. We got, 4 right now.
So we see there's one drops.
1 drops. Could have made that match so much better.
With those
1.
2 points.
5 points.
5 points, sorry.
What's interesting is that they're only going for blocks right now. I mean, if you look at the crater, both craters, blocks seem to be pretty ready and available. But now we see
86, 46. Seems like they might be switching to the silver.
Yep.
But it's very methodical. Like they just went silver. They went right back to the yellow. They're getting whatever they can grab, and they're not worrying about it. Like you see, we're back to gold again.
I even want to just look at this. We're 66 seconds left in the match. We've got just in this crater 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 or 16. It's hard to tell, but 15
and we got a minute
or 16
left.
blocks with just over a minute left in the match. That's crazy. If these teams are able to partner in the finals, we're going to see some crazy matches coming out of here.
I would say I wouldn't be surprised if they try to make that happen. Like they're going to fill up. They're going to run out of space to put these blocks.
They might, yeah. There were 23 blocks, I believe. 23 gold minerals in that gold cargo. Gold.
Yeah. I think that's why you can see that 86-46 seems to have switched to the silver, and they're doing both. So they're just doing whatever they can grab.
And 86-46 has a perfect 5-0 record right now. They have 1 more qualification match.
Yeah. I believe they're ranked number 1, I believe, especially after this match.
Yeah, in the Franklin division.
So I would not be surprised to see a 10-6-1-5 first overall.